Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is the third film of the Sonic franchise. I'll have to admit that I'm not actually the biggest fan of this movie franchise. I didn't watch the first one in theaters because it was around pandemic time. Watched it on DVD. I thought it was interesting. It was fun. It was basically a superhero movie. And the second film managed to, with the bigger budget, it went bigger and bolder with the Chaos Emeralds, more world building, a new rival in Knuckles and Tails, obviously. So the third film manages to hit the stride again. This movie has everything. Big battles, big villains, character arcs, good themes, storytelling. It's really hitting it out of the park. This one is about Shadow the Hedgehog. He escapes after a prison is hacked by a sinister villain. Shadow escapes and starts fighting people trying to chase him, and Team Sonic arrives to fight Shadow, but they get their tails whipped, and then they team up with Eggman temporarily to find out more about Shadow, because someone has also stolen some of Eggman's drones and is using them. And it turns out to be Gerald Robotnik, the grandfather of Ivo Robotnik, and the two of them end up teaming up in order to take over the world, and with the help of Shadow. And it's up to Team Sonic to rally together the family and to stop this two-villain duo from taking over the planet with a super weapon. So on paper, it's the movie actually tries to be a little bit different from the second film. The second film introduces like Robotnik with a new sort of villain team up, but this time it's Gerald Robotnik. They introduce a third party, which adds a lot more freshness to the movie, to be honest. Jim Carrey is literally going like 110%. He is chewing the scenery. He is having so much fun. It's great to see Jim Carrey unleashed. If you've seen any of his 90s or 2000s films, you know what top tier Jim Carrey can give, and this movie gives it to you in spades. The new villain, Shadow, I don't know much about him, but he gets a full backstory. You get all the beats, you get the flashbacks, you get the angst, you get the pretty solid voice acting from Keanu Reeves. It's a great addition. They managed to, I think I've seen him in cutscenes and stuff, so like they managed to have the motorcycle, using laser guns, all the what you call the tidbits that people want, the fan stuff that you need to have in there, but doesn't overdo it. And he's still a real character, and there's really good themes, like the really good morals for the children. It's a family blockbuster that manages. It's essentially a superhero story. The first one, if you were to replace Sonic with Superman, adopted alien kid or whatever, it's the same thing. So this one manages to go a couple tiers above with huge big battles in space and all over the planet. They push up the scope just like the second film did with the Chaos Emeralds. And honestly, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is a triumph. I really enjoyed it. It's a great film overall for families, just in general. If you haven't seen the first two films, you might not get all the story beats because they mention some characters, and if you're just jumping into the franchise now, you might not get it. But there is also a mid-credit sequence you should stay for. But overall, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is a really strong film. It's managed to crack the formula of blockbuster family 4-quadrant films. Is basically the new Marvel film, essentially. So I give Sonic the Hedgehog a 7.5 out of 10.